2 p.m. and it's basically 4 minutes from now. So we're just getting started. Let your friends know if you're watching this live. If you're watching a replay, let your friends know anyway. You feel free to share our replays. It will be on YouTube and other websites, but mainly YouTube. I think that's the best place to go right now. So we're going to begin in a couple of minutes. Like I said, it's now 1:57, and I'm going to tell some people on social media so they might join us today. So give me a couple of minutes and we will begin very shortly. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are alright. We're gonna start a countdown very soon. I'm thinking of like having a timer somewhere on this place so that you can see the countdown. But either way, those are going to be upgrades for the future. So yeah, it's been quite interesting. Today we are talking about who are you inviting and why. So I'm just going to put the link to this right now. We are live on YouTube, and this is the link to YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you don't really need the link because you're watching it. But if you're on other platforms or you want to watch the replay or share the link, that is the link, the official link. And also we are on Twitch, which is basically, there isn't like a specific link. I mean there is, but it's not available yet. Usually after the show you get the special link. Yeah, so I'm really excited, really pumped up. Emery and I are going to talk about who are you inviting to dinner and why. So a couple more minutes, guys. Bear with us as we get ready. And let me see. Very, very cool. So this is the link to YouTube. Someone's asking for it. Let me just copy that right now as well. Oh, also, you know, you can check out my YouTube. I have a whole new playlist. I'm doing a crypto adventures right now, and we'll talk about that more about crypto on Tuesday. Today is Sunday, March 7th. So looking forward to that as well. And what else? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? Alright. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but in the background, oh no, I can't answer this for some reason. Yep, here we go. Hello? Are you there? Something wrong with my thing sometimes. Oh, here we are, here we are. Okay, everyone's calling me. The phone is exploding. How do I answer this? I can hear it, but I can't answer it for some reason. Really weird. And then my phone's updating right now. No, phone, no, don't do that. Okay. Really apologize. Okay, let's figure this out. This app, alright, so let's go live. Really weird sometimes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
9 years now, and he was celebrating his 10th
Oh
year
no,
anniversary.
okay, sorry, wrong person. That's one else. Oh man, okay, sorry about that. Here we go, here we go. Oh. Oh, isn't this fun? Alright, here, let's try this again. Are you there? Okay. I think it starts before the stream starts, so that's kind of good. It gives you a little buffer. I'm trying to do a call right now, and today we have some sound effects as well, besides the ringing in the background. Let's do this one. Oh, that was exciting. Alright, here we go. Alright. Did we get it?
Hi.
Yay.
I think so. It's like
It's really weird sometimes.
technical difficulties.
Yeah, it is. Well, I guess we figured it out this time. Alright, here we go.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Really good today. I think I got enough sleep this time.
Great.
I didn't get enough sleep yesterday, so sorry guys if we cancelled the show yesterday, but today we're back and yeah. How about you? Did you get enough sleep?
Not really. Weirdest thing, I couldn't sleep until 1 a.m. and then woke up at 3 a.m. and I've been up since.
Oh wow.
But it's okay.
Okay.
It's one of those days.
Sleep is important. Oh.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could get more sleep, but sometimes it's just, I don't know, random insomnia happens.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it a lot. Sometimes. Yeah. So
I've been seeing all of the uploads on YouTube, which are like a lot of fun.
yeah.
How's the challenge coming along?
It's
We're going to talk more about that on Tuesday, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll talk more about that on Tuesday. It's been really good though. I'm really happy with it. So far seems
That's
like,
fantastic.
and today everything is kind of coming back to normal again. Kind of everything has been down like 40%, but things are coming back in crypto land. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that there was a bit of a bounce back today, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I'm on it now. I'm on Binance now. I'm on Coinbase, so I'm like on top of everything.
okay, cool.
Yeah. Finally, the verification came through for
Oh, okay.
and
That's
then
weird. Oh.
so I'll get the verification.
Yeah, awesome. Wow, there's all this stuff going on. So yeah. So you
Fun
can
stuff.
you can follow along and trade and do whatever you want to do on your end. But I hope I'm
gonna be following what you do.
okay. Well, if you have any questions, let me know.
You're the guru, and I've been like I've been into crypto just because I met you. So yeah, why not? It's we gave you a title. Remember, you're my sensei now.
Yeah, that's
so.
right. Oh man.
Well, it's a good thing.
I got some sound effects today. I'm adding some sound effects to our show now. Yeah. So it's kind of cool.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Can we do like a boo sound when people say bad things?
Yeah, that was the boo sound.
And a cheering sound, like when people say something interesting or when they
Yeah.
say something constructive.
Let me try this.
Yeah. It's definitely turning out to be a comedy show now.
Hey, why not? Oh man. Yeah, so there's a few there's a few other things. I'll randomly surprise you with some stuff, and then we can also censor people. We can censor them with a beep.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they need censoring, we can do that as well. But it's all done live.
when they throw like bad words in, yes,
Yeah.
that's perfect. That's really good. I like that.
Yeah, but I'm doing it on the fly. It's not.
I like this whole
Yeah.
new approach to the podcast. It's actually good because that is more interactive and fun to do. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm constantly improving stuff. So, oh man.
It's like you tweak things, but I like this. It's actually interesting that you tweak things and then you perfect it. You want it to be perfect. But it's like you have a very interesting characteristics that you want to like tweak things until you get to the right. You're like tuning it.
Yeah,
I like that.
optimizing it. That's what I do too. I optimize things. Yeah. You tweak it,
Yeah.
and you.
I mean, it's up my alley because you know me. I'm a systems person, and my
Exactly,
job is
yeah.
about creating efficiency and tweaking things till it's like the right level. So yeah,
Okay.
it's you need to find that balance every time.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I used to be in tech as well, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
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 Hey, that's why we get along very well. It's easy to
Yeah.
talk to you because you understand when I say certain things. I don't really have to explain myself, which makes life so much easier.
Yeah, we're both nerds.
I love being a nerd and a geek. I'm good. I'm happy to be both.
Yeah, same here. Alright, so no one is showing up right now. Hang on, what's this? Oh, oops, wrong button. Okay, so I guess we should wait a bit more, or shall we get started?
No, we can wait a bit more. Like,
Okay.
Sunday evenings aren't that interactive on stereo as much as on the weekdays, as I've noticed.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And I feel like a lot of the YouTubers also are on stereo a lot during the week, like especially on Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of traffic
Yes.
on those days. Sundays is like a downtime for a lot of people, so they're not on the app as much.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting how you look into all the stats and everything.
Oh, I have to look at stats. I mean, I'm a girl who likes her data. Without data, there's literally nothing in this world that functions properly anyway. So, yeah, data is very key.
Okay.
Like
cool.
I've actually even like looked at the you know what I did with my ancestry test, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
pie chart and stuff wasn't provided by them. You know that, right? Like I actually took the data and analyzed it and
Seriously?
created the pie chart and everything. I have an Excel sheet, like with yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I have an Excel sheet for literally everything. Like for everything in my life, there's an Excel sheet.
That's awesome. Oh man, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm actually going back to starting to get into like VBA because I used to
Yeah.
write code for VBA,
Okay, okay.
but I kind of stopped doing that for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But I know now that it's like it's gotten better and easier to do, so I'm gonna like literally train myself to start doing it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how much I love Excel.
So do you have like a pivot table and everything?
Oh, 100%. Oh yeah, give me an if charts. I love anything to do with like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, any lookup actually.
So that's
That's
all.
my
That's
thing.
that's
That's
Google.
my
That,
jam.
yeah. But isn't that like Google spreadsheets and stuff? Yeah.
I
Lookups.
don't. Yeah, Google spreadsheets are good. Like honestly, I use Google Sheets as well, as you know.
Yeah.
But Microsoft 365 has kind of revolutionized a lot of their work, and they have kind of minimized the need for the functionalities have become a little bit better than they used to be. Before, you had to know a lot of equations and understand how it works, and
Right.
you have to put a lot of thought process before you got a solution. But now they've made it a little bit more easier, so much better than it used to be.
Oh, interesting.
Look at me geeking out about Excel sheets. Like seriously.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. It's just so funny. It's like you're speaking our language. Yeah. So you can, write more macros and stuff. I think we had like a listener come in and then they disappeared. Maybe. Let me check. Yeah.
I think they heard Excel and they're on the way.
Yeah, they're like, whoa.
Yeah, I feel like on stereo there are very specific topics that are really trending.
Yeah.
And people enjoy those topics, and it's more philosophical or political or something like that, more so than just general topics of discussion,
Yes.
which is cool.
Yes.
But I mean, you have a very different array of people listening in or watching your YouTube or watching Twitch. So yeah, I mean, we have enough people to interact with, so it's not a problem, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Yay! Yeah.
Oh, wait, let's check out some other
I'm
effects.
loving these new things.
Oh, that's the goat. And then we have a cow. Oh man.
That's supposed to be a donkey?
Oh, that's a cow.
Or that did not sound like a cow.
Yeah, I know it does. It's not perfect.
Okay, maybe. Now you said it, it sounds like a cow.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, it's a hit and
Do you
miss.
want to introduce our topic for the day and then kickstart?
Yeah, sure, we can do that. So, everyone, we are talking about this topic today. It is the question we're going to answer is, who are you inviting to dinner and why? So, yeah, did you make a list? I'm sure you made like an Excel spreadsheet or something for this as well. Imagine if you did.
I had a list, but I kept changing it to the final 5 because I wanted to just focus on 5 people and why I would invite them. But I want to hear yours, and then we could do one each, and then we can go through our list. And probably we might have similar people on the list. Who knows? So.
Yeah. Let me pull it up. So, honestly, I left 2 more spaces just in case something comes up. But right now I have Albert Einstein, the Apostle Paul, and Elon Musk. And then there's 2 more spaces. Yeah.
Okay. So we have one person in common. Elon is definitely on my list.
Wow. Okay.
But I actually opted out of picking people who are no longer with us.
Oh, okay.
And decided, because initially I had people like a lot of people.
Yes.
Never mind. There were so many of them, but they're no longer here, so it doesn't make a difference.
All right.
My list is Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, because I really want to talk to him about stuff.
Okay.
Like I have questions. I have Michelle Obama, because I really find her fascinating as a woman, as a black woman. I also have Ryan Holiday, who is a marketer and an author, and I love his books. And he has made the philosophy of Stoicism very easy to digest and more related to our modern lives. He's got a podcast, etc., which I love. So him.
Yeah.
And finally, a poet called Sisay Lemon, who is an Ethiopian who was actually adopted and brought to England, and he is now the Dean of Manchester University, and he is one of a world-renowned poet and author, and his life story is very fascinating and very inspiring. So it's an eclectic group of people, but imagine it at a dinner table. It would be a very interesting conversation, wouldn't you think?
Oh, you mean
so
like...
those are my 5.
Oh, okay. I thought it was one at a time. I thought it was...
no.
Oh, it's a dinner party. I didn't know
You
that.
can have all of them at the same time if you like, or separately, but which option would you like to go?
I would like one at a time. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I am. I think having a dinner party, like I'll just be listening. I wouldn't be talking much. Yeah.
Actually, if I invited each one of them separately, I think it wouldn't be much of a dinner, more like an interview.
No, it'd be like what we're doing. You're just talking, right? It's
yeah.
But I get what you mean. Yeah.
So yeah, let's go with yours first. Why Albert Einstein, and how will that dinner go in your?
Well, you know,
mind?
like okay, so let's start with him. A lot of stuff that he started, he never got to finish. And now with science and everything, the way it is today, like I think a lot of his equations are the backbone of innovation and changes in the world. And so and I think also some things will help him to see. I want to ask him about like a lot of questions. Like you say, it might be an interview, but it's just that at this point in the world, right, with so much innovation, and all based on his equations. Like, I want to see what he thinks about next, because I think he has a lot of. I mean, I need to ask him about like black holes and all the different stuff that's happening, and so I want to see what he thinks about what's. I can't really verbalize this, but yeah. I think just so that he can see that his work has continued beyond him, and a lot of questions people are stuck right now, and if he can come and answer those questions for scientists nowadays, I think it will also help to push them forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it would be interesting. No, definitely, it would be just having him in a room when they're trying to figure out some of the most difficult equations or theoretical physics concepts that they're trying to prove. It would be nice to have somebody like him in the room,
Yeah.
Definitely would drive a lot of change. Wow. Imagine, like, this is the thing that I find fascinating about our inventors or philosophers or physicists back in the day, how they had so little, available to them, and yet they were able to do insurmountable levels of intellect, and they were beyond their time. And but with such limited resources, like some of them had like chalkboards and a piece of chalk, and they would actually write equations just out of nowhere and solve so many of life mysteries, and it is fascinating. And yet here we are now with so much technology available to us. So many computers that could do a lot of calculations, and yet we're still stuck with a lot of things. So it's very good choice for a dinner. Like somebody to invite for dinner.
Yeah.
What else? What would you be serving for dinner, though? Out of curiosity.
Because I think he is Jewish, right? So something kosher, probably. Yeah. And also, I'm asking about the war and why he left. I mean, and like, I mean, he moved to the U.S. because of the war in Germany and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff about the Holocaust I have questions about as well. And to hear it from him as a survivor would be also very insightful. Yeah, so not just science, there's a lot of other questions about life, and he has a really interesting side to him as well. He wasn't just like a boring scientist. He had a lot of mischief on the side, and I really like that. I have questions about that also.
He sounds somebody like you sometimes. I think, you have similarities.
Okay. Yeah, he's my grandfather. I should do an ancestry test. It's like, what? Yeah. Especially with the...
we'll accept that.
Yeah. Especially my video yesterday, the one you liked a lot, me holding the Monara, the lamp stems, the candlesticks.
Yeah, I was like...
That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I love how you're doing those videos. The shorts are very funny. They're very, very cool and funny, because they're like, you're expecting it to run longer, but then it ends, and you're like, but then what happened? Did you buy it? Or did he do? It's like a mystery.
Yes, it is. No, that one I think was
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah, I don't remember. It was a while back. It was a while back. Back before COVID.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I saw the ones with the 2019 tags as well. And,
Yeah.
yeah. You seem like a different person then, though. Like, if I say so. Like,
How so? Yeah.
a different energy.
Oh, okay. Like more serious or what?
Yes, very much serious. Like,
Oh, okay.
very entrepreneurial mind. Like, you know.
Mhm.
I feel like you're more chilled now for some reason. I don't know why, but I know you like for just a few weeks,
Yeah.
no, a month, but still, I the vibe I get from you now is very chilled. Like, yeah, even though you're organized to a T, but still.
I'm actually it's like I'm like a duck, and they look really nice on top, but at the bottom they're just like paddling and,
Like
and
paddling
yeah,
away.
treading water and stuff. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's everyone though. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're like into productivity and you know, you like to get things done, then you end up like everybody sees you in a certain way outside. When they see you, you look calm and cool, but then your mind is running 100 miles already.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
doing,
yeah.
you're multitasking. When you're by yourself, especially, it's like you're doing 100 things at the same time.
Yeah.
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 Yep. Okay, so let's do one of yours. Which one? Pick one. And talk about it. Or are you doing a whole dinner party, right? You're doing a dinner party.
I'm doing a whole dinner party.
Okay, okay.
But I'm gonna do like kosher meals for
Okay.
people, and also vegan, vegetarian options, and maybe a roast for people who like their meats. But yeah, we'll
Nice.
do a full English kind of styled buffet for
Okay.
everyone with
Wow.
a butter squash roast and, and an actual roast and stuff. Maybe
Nice.
I don't know. Yeah, we do a lot of roasts. Yeah, dinners. So it sounds appropriate. I wouldn't
Okay.
do Ethiopian. If I did Ethiopian, they might not be happy. I don't know if
Yeah.
they like injera, so it's gonna be an issue. So I'll just stick to what everybody knows.
Okay.
That being said, I would go for Jeff first. Look
Okay.
at me taking his informal name.
Okay. Yeah.
So Jeff is coming to dinner. I want to talk to him about technology, obviously, but his business model and why his business model worked. And my interest is more to do with the supply chain and how his concept of doing logistics has kind of evolved the whole concept globally, not just for companies like Amazon, but for literally everyone. Understanding warehousing and like the technological advancements in warehousing has also is skyrocketed, and it's because of the advancements with that business model that he has created. Because compared to like companies like eBay, for example, or any other marketplace where, you know, there are sellers and people are buying from them, etc., but it's just his model worked. And it has exponentially changed also because of the COVID situation, where he had to step it up, but with the same quality of service and maintaining that reputation of fast delivery. And even though there were a lot of things that could have hindered it, they maintained that status. I also want to talk to him about his corporate social responsibility aspects, because I understand he does that. There is a part of Amazon that does that, but it's not that visible.
Yeah.
And why he doesn't contribute his own money to it. Why don't you put a little bit more from your own pot? Like, you know, it could be helpful. But I would ask him those questions, and I would really, because I'm a supply chain person, I'm a logistician as well, so I would really like to understand how he came up with these ideas, and how he, you know, is now letting go of the reins of the company, but in doing that, is he comfortable with the model just operating without him there at the helm, and how he feels about it? So those would be my questions. I bet it's gonna take a whole evening just talking to one person.
Yeah, that's why I have them individually one at a time. Unless you can
Yeah.
mingle and talk and let them talk, and I don't know. It's anyway.
I
Yeah.
might as well have made it into a cocktail party that starts like at 5 and ends like in the morning, so that they can still talk to me early. We'll have a pajama party.
Okay. Sure.
I'm just playing.
Jeff in pajamas. Okay. Oh man. No, okay, so but the thing is, in terms of supply chain management and stuff, like, is his model and Walmart's model very different? Because like Walmart, I know, is famous for their model, and it's like very very efficient, and that's why they are like such a big company, and it's all about management of supply chain management.
Yes, definitely. But if you look at Walmart operates in the U.S. and certain parts of the world.
Right,
We
right,
don't
yeah.
have a Walmart here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But Amazon exists everywhere. Like it exists in Australia, in India, in Japan. It exists everywhere. Like, and
Actually,
that's the thing that's fascinating, that it operates in so many different contexts, in so many different laws. You know, like there are so many variations of laws, just even in Europe, and yet they're able to operate in that environment. And also the fact of anybody in the world can sell anywhere in the world is a game changer.
yes.
Like, you're not restricted by boundaries of where you live. You can be in Canada and sell in the UK, and there's nothing stopping you from doing that, as long as you meet the criterias, very minimum criterias, by the way, and then you can still sell. And another part of the model that I really have an interest in is actually the fact that once a sailor hits a certain mark in sales, they kind of try to bring you under their wing, and they take the product off your hand and start stocking it within their warehouses.
Yeah.
Like, you become an official Amazon seller, which actually helps you and helps them, because the delivery would become quicker, and their reliance on external delivery mechanisms reduces, and Amazon delivers directly to you.
Yeah,
And it's a very interesting model, and I really want to get into the nitty-gritty and try to understand how that works.
Yeah, it's the FBA model. And yeah. But okay, let's just leave it at that. That's a lot of stuff to talk about FBA. We can do a whole thing about that. But okay, so that's awesome. I mean, he's quite interesting, and yeah, you're right. He doesn't spend as much money as he should on his people, and there's a lot of bad people. I mean, there's a lot of like people will say that he's a slave driver kind of thing, and there's a lot of negative stuff coming from that. But that's, I guess that's how it is, and we're not gonna get into that right now. So okay, cool. So
Well, we will ask him those questions, but
Yeah.
you know, when you invite somebody to dinner, you don't want to bombard
No,
them
no,
with
of
what
course
the
not.
media is saying about them. So
Yeah.
we'll just keep it light and just
Exactly.
talk about business.
okay.
Okay. Who's the next person on your list?
I think we can go with the mutual one, Elon Musk.
Okay.
Yeah. So why I want to talk to him? Obviously, it's because of all his innovations and his ability to do so much grand, big, world-changing stuff. It's not just like small things. He's trying to change the whole world and trying to make us multi-planetary, and so the whole ambition to colonize another planet. And now he's getting like he's doing a lot of things that I would like to have done. But and I don't have the tenacity and the drive that he does, and the hunger. I don't have that either. So I know I'm limited in that way. But it's amazing because like I see, in a sense, quote unquote, the human potential, right? And if everyone was able to do what he does, to a certain extent, even to like 5%, the world would be so different. So yeah, like I want to ask him about the next steps, like what he's going to do next, because I know he really changed the electric vehicle industry, right? He's I think his next thing he's going to do is going to start working on the electric vehicles, like electric planes. I think that's the next thing that he needs to disrupt, because the airplane industry, it's ripe. Yeah, it's ripe for that also. And so he's basically rebooting and disrupting all these things, like financial. A lot of things we're doing financially is I mean, a lot of people out there in the banks and institutions, they're doing it in such an old model that hasn't changed for 30-40 years, if not more. And so with crypto and all these things he's talking about, he's pushing them. And so I see him nudging, but he has no I mean, he's only one person, and he can't do as much as if so like I think he has a lot of other things he wants to do, but he can't do them because he's limited in resources, time, and energy. And so I want to see what the projects he has, and what he's working on, as well as to understand like his motivations as well as his end goal, like his true what does he
end goal.
Yeah,
that's actually mine as well. That's 100,000% what I would have asked as well, what his end goal is. And what he expects to happen with all of his projects, as in I feel like there is as you said, either having the humans on different planets, or I feel like my questions will be around how he still, as an adult, maintains that spirit of innovation, or that childlike mentality that things are possible. Because I feel as adults, we are kind of trained that certain things are not possible. You're always either told in school or by your parents or whoever, like, you're constantly bombarded by information to tell you, like, no, this is not possible, there are limitations. But I don't feel like he is bound by those limitations at all. I don't feel like he operates in the status quo, or he just operates in a whole different spectrum of reality, where he's like, there are goals, like science fiction like goals that he has, and he's making them happen one thing at a time. And that fascinates me, and that's why he's on my list. Because I really want to understand that that mentality, and that liberated mentality of the expanse is possible, the travel to different planets is possible, and not just for the elite, but for anyone. Because imagine in the past, like, electrical vehicles, or like the Tesla was an imagination. A self-driving vehicle was just, it's like watching Back to the Future and saying, oh my god, I want a hoverboard, but you never think that you'll have a hoverboard, because you think, oh, not in my lifetime anyways. But he's the kind of person who goes and says, I can make that, I will make that, I will invest in it and make sure that it happens. And there are so many people before him that do have the finances that could have done that, but he is the one that's doing it. And that's really very, I don't know, it's revolutionary in a way. Like, he is he is in the new frontier. Like, he is exploring new things where we have put boundaries on ourselves that we couldn't do. and I appreciate that in that aspect. So yeah, that's why he's on my list, definitely.
Right, right. But like I think he like I said, I just want to add that he works on big projects, not just frivolous things like the hoverboard, right? So I mean he's trying to change the world. I know.
I'm just giving you an
I know.
example of a very
I know. I'm
very
just
small
clarifying.
example.
I'm just clarifying because I think we have one listener, and I mean, yeah. So welcome. If you have any questions or anything you want to say, we also want to ask and hear what you have to say. Who you're going to invite for dinner as well. It's not just between us. It's also with our listeners. We want to open it up.
Definitely.
Yeah. But we have a list, and we'll keep going. And if you have anything you want to add, feel free to chime in.
Oh, it's actually Dr. Pete. I've actually listened to some of his talks before.
Cool.
Very, very intelligent, very smart person. And I'd really love to hear what your thoughts are and who you would be inviting to dinner, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So,
Okay.
is there any other
Who's
stuff you want?
next?
Is there any other things you want to talk about in terms of like what you want to ask or chat with Elon about, or did we cover that already?
Well, I mean, one, I would really want to know more about what his plans are on SpaceX. I want to understand what he wants to do with the Mars coin and Mars society, or anything to do with Mars,
Yeah.
or colonizing Mars. The whole decentralizing humanity and putting us on different planets, and where he came up with that, to be honest. And is it like it's very ambitious.
Yes.
And I just want to know those things and what his end goal is. Yeah.
The thing is, when growing up, like we saw this in science fiction, we saw this in movies, like other planets has humans and so I think he's just trying to realize that as much as he can, and he's like, I think his motivation, as far as I can tell and from what I hear from interviews, is basically what he's asking people, why is it not done? Like, like this was supposed to be done by now. We should have this and that by now, but we don't. Like, why did NASA stop missions to space and focus on war and other things like that, right? So I think that's one of his motivations.
But it goes back to his perspective. One,
Yes.
the fact that he doesn't feel like there are any limitations.
No.
And I think that's what's been holding back all of us from, especially those with money, I would say, from actualizing these concepts, because they would rather keep maintaining their power and control over things that are in the immediate, rather than looking at something that is futuristic or going to another planet, because again, it's the construct and the system and the way society kind of drills that concept that, these are things far in the future. It's not something that could happen now. And that's why I want to ask him, like, how did he break that? How did he break that mentality that there are no boundaries, that he can actually achieve those things if he put his money in it and put all of his ideology and concepts and run with it? He runs with it like a kid with like a mission,
Yeah, he
with
does.
no inhibitions. And that's the thing that I really want to get down to the bottom of and understand, because he's a fascinating human being.
He also looks at first principles. So that's basically what is foundational for everything. So if you, I guess, look at the world based on first principles, everything kind of like anyway, we're gonna let's not get into that right now. That could be a whole big topic.
I think we could just do a whole session just on Elon Musk.
We
That's
can.
it. Like,
I think one.
a
Yeah,
whole 2 hours on that.
yeah. We should add it to our list of things we should talk about one day. Yeah, he's really fascinating, and yeah, I could spend the whole day talking about him. But
Yeah.
all right. So, You want to go with one of yours or one of mine?
No, go for it with one of yours.
Okay, so my third person on my list would be the Apostle Paul, and
Okay.
he's basically he's the guy who wrote most of the New Testament, inspired by God, but he put most of the New Testament that we're reading are from the letters from him, so he has a great impact on the whole world, but no one really talks about it, I think. So yeah, why would I mean, I would like to just talk to him about questions I have about the Bible, and he's just like a really really fascinating guy. I think he's like super brilliant as well. Actually, I noticed that all of the people I chose are all super brilliant. And I think
I can tell. Yeah.
yeah, and he's not just like really good with words and with the law and with principles and all these things. He actually is able to thumb down and simplify things, and he really inspires me as a person, because like I think the way he thinks and the way he yeah, the way he functions, and it's not easy life. Like he was he had a really easy life, and then like, he met Jesus on the road to Emmaus, sorry, not on the road to not Emmaus. But yeah, but he, like, God called him and told him that he's going to suffer for him, and so like yeah, like it was really, I think it was really difficult, but I want to like just see firsthand like this guy and ask questions. I think I just want to ask questions to all these people. Yeah. So
I mean, that's the whole point of having the dinner, so
yeah.
that we could ask them questions and mingle and try to figure out why they do what they do and how they do it, right?
Mm-hmm. And specifically, I think I have a lot of questions about the end times as well. Even though he's not the guy who wrote Revelation, but I think he would be able to apply certain things and kind of like give more insights. Because I mean, he knows about um, um, like he knows about the spiritual warfare and the reality of it, and he knows a lot of
Wow.
things. And also, to if he comes to dinner, and it's gonna be really interesting because
You're a lucky man.
yeah,
You come
like
to dinner.
yeah, like the world has changed so much, and it's back then they thought like Jesus would be coming back very soon, but now many like 2,000 years later approximately, he's not back yet. Jesus is not back yet, and the world is so much worse than it was back then. Like if you talk about the Roman Empire, was so pagan, and the world now is like even worse than the Roman Empire is back then, right? With technology, I think people are getting more and more sucked in, and that it's causing a lot of destruction, and people are just like digging their own graves, so to speak, with this. They're not able to control, and I think he has so much. I think Apostle Paul would have so much insights on how to like apply things. I think he has a lot of wisdom, and I think we need that kind of wisdom in this day and age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree.
Okay.
Because my next guest is actually, Ryan Holiday, which I
Yes.
told you about.
Yeah.
He is an author, and I don't think he is one of the intelligent people who would be at the dinner, but I would give him credit where credit is due, because I think I got through this whole lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
the third one
Yeah.
that we are in right now, because of the books that he wrote.
Okay.
And I attribute my understanding of Stoicism, because I've read the history of philosophy. I've read
Mm-hmm.
a lot of philosophy books growing up, as well as in uni, but the way he kind of presents it makes it easy to understand Epictetus's ideology or Marcus Aurelius's discords, or both of their discords, in a very palatable modern concept. So, and it helps to actually remember that some things are not in your control. And that's one of the things that I kind of was struggling with initially. So I would love to have him for dinner and have a conversation with him about Stoicism and what it means to be a Stoic. A lot of people think that being a Stoic means being emotionless, but actually it's not. It's more about being able to manage your emotions based on things that you can control versus those that you can't, and understanding how you feel about those things and managing your feelings. So it's more about you internally finding your balance instead of always emoting based on things that happen around you. And yeah, so I feel like having that conversation will kind of bring me some sort of enlightenment and a little bit more closer to understanding the concepts and that philosophy specifically. So that's why I would have him for dinner.
That sounds wrong. You have him for dinner. Okay.
I need this guy to be my therapist.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, he is amazing. And it's like when you find something, like I always tell people, like there are books and philosophies out there that actually, yes, 100% yes, the Bible first, because I'm a Christian. But there are also books out there that help you become a better person or understand your own psyche and understand how you receive the world and how you interpret the information that you receive from the world. And I feel that if people are not reading, if they're not learning or exploring to find that, they lose out a lot, because we are bombarded with information every day, all day. But it helps to actually step back and internally look for something to help you keep that balance. And yeah, I feel a lot of people actually practice this way of life without actually knowing that it's Stoicism. But
Yeah. I mean, the Bible does talk about Stoicism and Epicurean philosophies. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand with what we said about Paul, because Paul, yeah, I mean, that's the reigning philosophy in that day, whether you're Epicurean or you're a Stoic. But yeah, and I'm familiar with Holiday's work as well. Okay, I think we have a bubble.
Empress, phenomenal discussion. I'm so glad that you're growing yourself. I say, I've heard this before, and it just always stuck for me. Read something every day, listen to something every day, and watch something every day that grows you, because growth is the essence of life. And so I in the way that I read is, people read like they're reading for class, and that's not how you educate the mind. You read and you stimulate yourself. You read what you need. You go to titles that call you in the moment. You skim. You meditate on one paragraph, one word, maybe one sentence, whatever. You listen. You repeat. You replay. You go back, and it's about studying, not about the accomplishment of achieving. It's about what makes sense for your brain as you need it. Sometimes the whole book will need to be read right there, and I've done that, where I just couldn't put it down because I needed to know what was going on. Other times, I'm back and forth with books for years. So just do it the way it makes sense to you. But I love it. You're a great talk, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. P.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. Reading for me is an experience in itself. I'm not the kind of person who counts the number of books I've read in a year, or kind of tallies and try to measure up to some standard of reading. It's more about the experience that each book gives me. And as you said, some books I read in a day, some books it takes me time, because I actually take time and take notes and try to digest every single word, and it takes time, and it's okay. And I love that about it.
yeah, take your time with books. I think this world in general has lost that love for books. Like, they don't like reading, and they skim. They don't actually meditate. They don't take the time to really get into books, whether it's fictional or non-fictional. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
The written word is now. Thank God for technology. They can also read, books
Yeah.
in a different fashion, or they can even listen to audibles. Like there are so many ways to engage with the written words out there without, being flustered about actually a physical book in your hand and reading it. So, I wish more people took advantage of the technologies available to them to actually engage with these books. But yeah, anyways, it is what it is.
Okay.
Okay, we have another bubble.
Yes. Oops. Oh no, I pressed it. Oh no, I can't undo that. Okay, next time we got to say who's gonna press it.
I apologize, Dr. P.
Yeah, sorry. Please record that.
And if I were to go, had anyone to invite to dinner, it probably would be either Marcus Aurelius. I think Tony Robbins would have a lot to teach in just a short amount of time.
Yes.
Which I hate saying, but it's true. As a psychologist, I'm like, Tony Robbins, but yeah, I think he'd give me some ways of. He does really well at giving you bites of information that move your being in a big way, and I appreciate that about him. If I could just have, if it would be cool, I'd like to have Obama there too. But sometimes I think he can become a bit long-winded. But we're Leos, so that just kind of is a part of the thing,
Oh man.
That is.
Yeah.
Those are awesome people to have.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal Marcus Aurelius for myself. I have 2 more spots, right? So I'm gonna steal that. I love that guy. He's amazing.
Yeah, go for it then.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna add Tony Robbins because
Oh yes.
I know a lot of people give him a lot of flack, but I've read 2 of his books. I have used. There is a wheel of actually measuring where you are physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, with your family relationships, etc. And that wheel actually helps me to understand the levels I'm in. And I've really loved that concept of trying to balance everything and not what's the word I'm looking for? Not just, being only career oriented or only family oriented, but to find a right level without forgetting about yourself, your mental and your physical self, which I found to be a very, very important message from him. So definitely would steal him. Because I already have Ryan Holiday, who has interpreted a lot of the discussions from Marcus Aurelius. You can have it.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to take the bubble?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, it was great hanging out with you. I love when I get to come into these little talks that are just an intimate space like here, and you guys are really thinking with each other and thinking. I think this is what it's about. This is what the app is about. A lot of people get kind of distracted by thinking about leaderboard and other bullshit, and that happens, sometimes. But I'll tell you, it's beautiful to hear 2 people just talking, thinking. It's nice to hear people thinking. It's kind of sad that it's a rare thing.
It is sad.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thanks for listening and dropping by.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate it.
Cool.
And we're glad that you think that we're, I know it's a very niche in this app, but we'll continue to do this, and regardless of our listeners coming in and out, it's more about that conversation.
Yeah.
By the way, me and Daniel met on this app, so but we have developed a good friendship, and we've got a lot of shows happening on this app, and it's been really a great journey so far, and we hope to continue it. Yeah.
100%. Yes. Oh, right. So, where are we now?
You finished with your list, so I'm just wondering who's next on your list, or are you
Oh,
adding anyone?
is it my list? Okay, so let's talk about Marcus Aurelius. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good that I left some spots open. But yeah, I mean, it's like his writings are very timeless as well, and they really
Yeah.
speak to me. I've been going through his book. What's it called again? Not his book. His quotes, and no, there's something he wrote. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I mean, he has all this stuff about suicidism, about life, about death, and all his meditations. That's what it's called. Meditations of
Meditation.
Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, it's really long, but there's a lot of good insights there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a story of this. I think one of his stories was that he had this guy walking with him everywhere he goes, whispering in his ear that you're only a man, you're only a man. And a lot of times, you know, we want to ascend to the heights, we want to become amazing and great, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, even though you know he was a king, right? He was a he served, yeah, he was a king, he was an emperor, but at the end of it, like, he had someone who always like keep him humble. I think we need that in our lives. And you know, it's just amazing that I don't think he was a Christian, but he had a lot of good insights about, you know, vulnerability and being pragmatic, as well as being philosophical as well. So, yep.
He is known to be one of the last good emperors of Rome, which is fascinating, which is also something he has reflected on his meditations. And I would... The one thing about his philosophy that I love is the fact that it can be applicable and it's timeless. And yeah, I mean, there's so much I could say about him, but I would also say that he is his reality and how he saw living and death and everything in between is something that is applicable now for us. And I also have read his meditations, but a while ago. And I really want to get into that again, actually, because now I feel like, wow, I need to go back to reading this guy's books again.
Yes. Yeah, same here.
You know, like, that it's kind of triggered something,
Yeah.
But honestly, if you look at all of the philosophers, whether it's Aristotle, Plato, or Socrates, all of them were very theoretical. But when you look at Epictetus or Marcus Aurelius or Seneca, their philosophy is more applicable in life, and he talks about day-to-day living and something that is important about being humble, being, you know, like, understanding your place in reality, you know, and also looking at it from... Memento mori is one of my favorite sayings in Stoicism, because it reminds you, we all die, therefore how you live your life is actually very important.
Absolutely.
What is your legacy? What is it that you leave behind? Do you want to be a good person? Do you want to be supportive of others? What are the things that you want to do that actually are impactful, rather than just living and coasting by in your life? And I really love that about that side of philosophy. But it also comes back to our Christianity and our Christian way of life as well. because you're looking not just at, you know, yourself, but looking at what your contribution is as a Christian to your community, to others, and
Yeah, it has to go, hand in hand, but obviously you're Christian first and not Stoic first, right? So if the philosophies are great, the philosophies are great, but you have your foundation on the Bible and the Word of God.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I love all the stuff.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Don't ever doubt that.
No,
Listen,
no.
I'm an Orthodox Christian.
No, I know.
Like, we are through and through. Like.
No, I know you. I know, but I'm just saying that people are listening, so we need to clarify for some people that we talk about all these things.
Okay.
These are great. These are wonderful things, but we are Christians first. That's the main thing. So yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah, I need to look up my. I gotta find that book again. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. It's a wonderful. Wonderful book.
I have a resource for you.
Yeah.
There is an online website called Project Gutenberg. If you've never
I've heard
used
of
it
it
before.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, so you will find really old classic books on it, and you will find all of the philosophers on it as well. So you'll find all of the discourse of Epictetus, as well as the meditations of Marcus Aurelius on there. So
yes.
you can download it in PDF, EPUB, whatever version, or even a Kindle version if you need it. So it's all there.
Yeah. You're really pushing the Amazon thing. Just joking. Okay.
I said Project Gutenberg. I'm like...
No. You had the Kindle. The Kindle.
Like, I mean, I'm bringing Jeff Bezos to dinner, I might as well, right?
Yes. All right. I think we have a bubble. Let's see what people are saying.
Go for it.
By the way, I think I'd like to have Christ at dinner too. But he's always at dinner anyway.
Exactly.
That was a good one.
That's why I didn't put him on my list, because he's always at dinner. He's always at my lunch and my breakfast. He's there all the time. Yeah.
That is hilarious. Yeah, definitely true.
Because I thought about it. It's like, should I put Jesus on my list? I'm like, but he's already there. Anyway. That's why it's missing. Not because he's not important. He's very, very important. And very present.
I mean, yeah.
So
we weren't going down that road. We were thinking more like that. Yeah. Never mind.
Oh, also, yeah.
So,
one other thought before you continue. I wanted to say that, like Elon Musk. I think I also wanted, like, when I invite people for dinner, I also want to kind of witness to them, right? Tell them about God and about faith and all that stuff. Like whatever Elon is doing, whatever all these people are doing is great, but they need something beyond just this world. And anyway, yeah. Okay, that's my thought. You were going to say something? You were going to say something?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So who's next on my list? Michelle Obama is on my list.
All right.
Well, let's be honest. She is one of the black women I have seen to have risen all the way to being a first lady.
Mm-hmm.
Even though in Africa, where I come from, there are other women who are presidents or first ladies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And my own country has a female president at the moment. So
Okay.
I could have invited all of them there, but I'm going to give her the respect that she deserves for being the wife of a black president, and also because she has achieved a lot in her own right.
Mm-hmm.
And she has also stood by her man and being a strong first lady. And I appreciate that about her. And she could have done a lot of things, but she actually chose to be by her man and do what was needed from her at that time. And I've read her book, Becoming, and I was inspired by it. I was actually very much inspired by her life and how she grew up and where she, started from and where she is now. It's very inspiring, and it shows you that it doesn't matter where you start, it just matters where you're going and how you strive and persevere and stay resilient regardless of what you're told or what you are constantly bombarded with. Like all the negative things that she had experienced, she used to actually propel her forward. And I appreciate her for that as well. So I would really like to have her for dinner just to have a conversation, an honest to God conversation about how she feels about the world now and what she feels is going to change, especially for Black women in America and the world, because what happens in America influences the rest of the world a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Regardless of how we say, we're different, we're, in a different part of the world, but it affects us. It's impactful. And I really want to see what her thoughts are on that, and especially in the political sphere and from a social, cultural perspective as well. And it's interesting how there's a pay gap in America between a man and a woman. There are so many different divides that still exist where other places in the world it doesn't anymore. And it's a fascinating concept to me. So I really want to get to just have a conversation with her and see what her thoughts are on all those things.
Cool. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, let's see. So I think it's my turn.
Yes.
Have you? You did 4 people already, right? So I should. Okay.
I did 4 already.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. So I'm. Okay. Let me listen to this bubble first.
Hey, you know what? Since you're talking, can I invite Bell Hooks and who I've met before, who actually is really cool, and Cornell West, so I can have them kind of hang out and we can talk about some stuff. I think that would be cool. What do you think? Maybe a little Bell Hooks, a little Cornell West?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. You're free to invite anyone. Interesting. Yeah, so yeah, I was going to say.
I have another one.
I have. Oh, there's another one. Okay.
I'm just doing like a 50-person dinner party. I mean, fuck it. If we're going for the dream dinner party, I mean, fuck the space. We can,
Yeah, why not? Yeah, invite everyone. I think we're doing 5 people, but maybe we can add more people afterwards.
I mean, I would love Cornell West because he's a very influential person. He's also a Baptist minister, I think. So it would be interesting to have him at the dinner table. And I know he has a lot of opinions and a lot of thoughts, and he's a philosopher as well. So, yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Cornell West.
He's an American philosopher.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Interesting. Yeah, so he's a political activist, social critic, author, and public intellectual. Yeah. He's also a grandson of a Baptist minister.
Does it say? Oh, okay. That's where I was wrong.
Yeah.
So he is a grandson of a Baptist minister. He isn't a Baptist.
No. Okay. Yeah.
You see, Google fact-checking us. That's good.
No, I'm learning new things all the time. Like, it's interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so who's next?
Oh, so on my list, the last, the fifth person. Okay, let's listen to this first.
Oh, she don't know Cornell West. Look him up on YouTube. Actually, look those two up on YouTube, and they'll have great conversations about race, gender, feminism, womanism. You know, it's just brilliant philosophers, both of them. So yeah, you have to listen to them. Look them up on YouTube. You'll enjoy. Hey, you guys, loved kicking it with you. Till next time, peace.
Peace.
Thank you, Dr. P.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Like I'm here to learn and I'm interested. So who's the other guy he mentioned? Let me look that guy up too.
I don't remember. I'm sorry. I was focused on something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll hear it later on and then try to figure out who said. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so my last final one right now is Robin Williams, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's such a wonderful. He's also really brilliant. I mean, you know, you can't be brilliant. I mean, you can't make all these jokes without being brilliant and smart. And he's just. I think in many ways I'm kind of similar to him as well. Okay. So I think, you know, I've actually really enjoyed his movies, his personality. He can be a little vulgar sometimes, but I mean ultimately he is just, it's like drinking from a water hose, like a fire hydrant. It's just like he's so natural and he's so amazing, and he can make jokes about almost anything. And it's funny stuff. It's not just like it's not like putting people down. His heart is so genuine and so he's quite a paradox. But ultimately I think he's a really wonderful person, and he's gone too soon. Like yeah, like I really miss that guy. Like, and I still watch some of his movies again and again, and yeah.
What's your favorite movie of his?
Patch Adams.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good movie.
It is, yeah. And
You're gonna laugh if I tell you what my favorite movie is.
Miss Doubtfire.
Remember Flubber?
Oh,
No,
Flubber.
Flubber.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
I don't know why, because he was a scientist.
Yeah.
It's like geeky.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was very.
I can see that.
But I was a kid when I saw it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. I never rewatched Flubber, but I know that it's I think yeah.
Peter Pan as well.
Peter Pan, yes.
That was also one of my favorites.
That's a
of his.
classic. Yeah. He wasn't that good in that. I think he was. Yeah. I mean, like, it wasn't one of his best in my books. Like, I think one of his best was actually Aladdin. Even though it was
Really?
Disney.
Do not remind me. Oh, like that's one of my favorites as well. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I have a lot of favorites.
Yeah,
of
you
his.
have a lot. Like
I just realized.
and-
How
and-
about the one where he was the Centennial Man?
Oh
Or what
yes,
was it
Bicentennial,
called?
Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial Man. That movie
Oh, that made me cry.
was
Actually.
epic. That
Yeah.
was epic.
Yeah.
That was like, you know, before all of the other stuff that we were watching, it was like, wow, a robot which became a sentient
Yes.
being
Yes.
who married and lived to be old and die.
Yes.
You're like, wow, that is the future, isn't it? Like,
It is. I think we need to talk about that one
Yeah,
of these days. It's a really big topic.
We should,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
And it's remember the game.
That
Yeah.
was a good movie.
Remember the game we were playing about the sentient robot.
Yes. Willow. Oh, Willow.
Yeah,
Poor
we need to
Willow.
finish that game one day. Yeah, but no rush. But just Oh, so many ethical issues with that. And also I really like Good Will Hunting. Yeah, that's one of his really yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Matt Damon.
No,
Yeah, and that's, I don't know why, but I just didn't like the movie because of him.
Yeah, I get it.
It wasn't about.
He's a very unique guy, Matt Damon, and it's a quiet taste. It's an acquired taste. Like all his other
Yeah,
movies,
exactly.
yeah. Like, but no, actually, I rewatched Good Will Hunting like a month or two ago, and this time, you know, um, it was better than before. The first time it was really a turn off. It really turned me off. I think he was really young and arrogant and stuff, but and kind of mellowed down a bit in because I still watch a lot of his shows. Like I'm really into his Jason Bourne series and all his other stuff. Anyway, that's Matt. But it was really well
But
written.
I liked.
Yeah,
The thing is, Born Identity was a book I read. Oh, I read all three books when I was, I think, in high school.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
watching the movie was a letdown for me. It's
Yes,
like
yes.
it's like you read Harry Potter and the book is like way better than the movie.
Yeah.
I know the movie's amazing,
Yeah.
but still, like if you like the books, it's difficult to watch the movie and say, this is great. That's why I avoid sometimes to read the books before the movies come out.
Yes, yes.
Because it just ruins it for me. Yeah, because the way Jason Bourne was like depicted on the books is like he was a chameleon. Like nobody could actually put like if you saw his face, you can't place it anywhere. You look at Matt Damon, honey. He's like, I can see you. You're good. You're no chameleon, you know.
No,
Like,
no,
yeah.
no. Yeah, it's not true to the book. And actually, there's actually another one. The Bond series has another one. It's on my shelf. I haven't finished reading it yet. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a newer one. Not new, but it's. I'll look it up. I'll look it up afterwards. But I mean, what Matt's trying to do in Good Will Hunting is basically like very similar to A Beautiful Mind. If you have ever seen that movie with Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this like
Yeah.
brilliant mathematician kind of guy. Yeah. So I like the story, and I like William in that movie. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And The Fisher King. I'm not sure if you ever seen The Fisher King by William. Robin Williams.
think-
Yeah.
Have I seen that? I don't think I have. No.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing about. Anyway, there's lots of good movies. I mean, I've seen Good Morning Vietnam. I've seen Dead Poets Society. Yeah,
Oh, Good Morning Vietnam was a good one.
Yeah, that was.
Was a good one.
And Dead Poets Society. Dead Poets
Uh-huh.
Society was really
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
that was good. That was
Yeah.
good. That was another good one. Okay, you're listing so many good movies. I think I want to rewatch most of these actually because
Yeah.
they're really good movies.
Yeah, they are.
Nowadays you can't find movies like that. You know, it's rare to find like one actor that spans different genres and still maintain your interest.
Right, right. And
Because take actors like Jonah Hill, for example. He was a comedian, but he tried to do a lot of serious movies, but not a lot of people accepted that transition. But then people like Robin Williams, he was able to do like Miss Doubtfire
Yes.
and then do something like Good Will Hunting, and then you took him seriously when he did the serious movies.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
also like laughed at his jokes.
Yes.
It's he transcended different genres and he was able to maintain that.
Yeah,
It
he's
takes a certain type of caliber of acting to be able to do that, to convince you to forget the previous characters and to engage with the character in front of you. It takes a certain level of acting chops to do that.
Yeah, that's right. And his heart was really big. He did a lot of charity stuff. He would go to visit the troops overseas, and that's all on his own dime. Like he wasn't being paid for that. He just did it. So he was such an amazing guy. And his daughter is Zelda, one of my favorite games. So yeah, that is yeah. that's the last one on my list. What is the last one
Now
on your
you're
list?
making me want to change my. No. So I wanted to take Maya Angelou, but since I said I didn't want to
Okay.
take people who had passed,
Yeah,
I
that's
decided
right.
to go with another poet who
Okay.
is Seaside Lemon, and I picked him because I've actually met him in real life a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Ethiopia, and also after I moved here, and
Mm-hmm.
I found him to have had a very fascinating life, and I really want to understand his life experience, because he was adopted as a child into a white family,
Mm-hmm.
but then his family sort of abandoned him
Ooh.
because they didn't. Yeah, they just adopted and brought him to the UK and didn't raise him.
Oh, I see. Wow.
And he grew up basically as an orphan without knowing his roots, without knowing who he was, and yet he was able to make a life for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a dean, as I said, in Manchester University, and he is a well-renowned poet and an author. So I really want to his life experience says a lot about him.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be a very interesting person to have at dinner, because he is a very well-spoken, very outspoken, and his knowledge spans from politics, socio-economic issues, to theology, to philosophy. So definitely an intellectual you would want to have at dinner to kind of bring everybody together and capture their attention.
Okay.
And that's why I would have him. I'm not being biased because he's Ethiopian, but because he is a very intellectual person.
Okay. Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, that's my fifth person.
Cool. Wow.
Can I have a sixth one?
Sure, have a dinner party.
No, I'm done. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I was just kidding.
Oh man. Hmm. Yeah, this was fun. This was fun. Got me thinking.
Yeah, we have one bubble left. Do you want to get
Oh
it?
yes. Oh.
It's a woman, and her name is Bell Hooks. She writes on love. You guys are gonna, if you want to read some great books, she's probably one of the best writers. She's such a brilliant woman. I've met her in person. When I did my doctorate at Columbia, I was a professor at Rutgers for a little while, and so I met some really cool people. And she is probably one of the coolest for sure. Bell Hooks.
Cool. Yeah, I've dropped a link in the description on my YouTube and Twitch if you guys are into that. Yeah, interesting.
I found a book I would want to read. Okay.
Oh, yeah, black female type stuff. You might be interested in that.
Look at you saying, oh.
I mean, it's down your alley. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm not really into feminism, but I mean,
Who
she
says
writes.
I am?
No. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying I'm not.
I'm one of the women that you would find that wouldn't say that I'm into feminism. I'm more into equality for men and women.
Yeah.
Feminism is a term that has been coined by a specific group of people.
Okay.
And it doesn't include women of my color or from where I come from. It's not really inclusive, because when you look at inequality in like an African context or an Ethiopian context, it's completely different from the Western context. Here you're fighting for equal pay. There we're asking that they don't marry children or female genital mutilation, or you know what I mean.
Yes,
There's so many things that we're fighting for in the other parts of the world. So it's it is good for certain parts of the world, but I think contextualization is important, and yeah. And so I don't consider myself to be a feminist, but a person who believes in equality for all, and yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I agree that I agree with that. Yeah, there's too many man-made barriers and things that they erect to prevent equality, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, but it's more about, you know, giving dignity and respect, and I would say equal opportunity, because I'm not saying give hand-me-downs or like unfair advantage, but more of, but that opportunity should exist for both. It
Right.
shouldn't be like only for a specific, like if you look at science and technology, it's mostly men who are in it, because
Yeah.
it hasn't been that open to women, and it's because of that lack of opportunity that not a lot of women have been partaking in those areas. It's not because they're not interested, it's just the environment hasn't been that, you know, welcoming, let's just say. But yeah, I mean, look, if it's about human rights, it's about about treating people, just everybody, with a little bit of respect, and not demeaning someone because they were born with a different body than yours. You know, that's just it.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I know you do. It's just
Okay.
me talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Talking too much.
No. Oh, we're here to talk. Oh, all right. Interesting. Yeah.
So shall we end our conversation today?
Yeah, it's an hour and a half. I think we talked a lot about really good stuff, and I learned a lot as well. Yeah,
I learned a lot as well.
it's pretty
Really-
interesting.
Really happy with our
Yeah.
conversation today.
Yeah, this is a really good topic.
Yeah. I'm glad you like it. So, on that note, do you have any last words before we close?
Well, just let everyone know that our next show is on Tuesday. We'll be talking about crypto. Is an open-ended AMA, like ask anything kind of format, so anyone can hop on. Usually Tuesdays a lot of people chiming in and asking questions and stuff like that. So it's a pretty lively show, and even if it's not, I still enjoy talking about it. I'm currently working on this cool challenge to double 2,000 to 4,000 and to see how long that takes. So you can check it all out on YouTube, and I've been making so many videos last few days. I haven't been getting enough sleep. There's so much stuff to cover, but I'm trying to keep them short and give as much information as possible. And you've been watching some of them, right, Emery? So
Oh, I've
what
been
do you...
watching. I think I've watched like 80-90% of them already.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue.
Yeah, I haven't pumped up as much. I've just been making. I'm going to like drip them out bit by bit. Yeah, and yeah. So you know, if you guys are interested in that, and we'll talk more about that on Tuesday. So yeah. So we basically we have talks every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday, and we're still figuring out our schedule. Sometimes there's conflicts, but typically 3 times a week. So check out, if you guys listening to the replay or anything, you just look for the schedule or just watch the replays. That's the easiest way. Some people like to watch like replays at like 2.5 speed or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Even you can actually listen to the stereo recordings as well at a different speed. So it's
Cool,
good. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I guess we're trying to cram all this stuff into a short period of time. Yeah, part of. We could talk about that one day. What society and technology is making us become. And yeah, Okay, cool. Yeah, it was really great talking about this. This is a really good question. Like I said, thank you so much for doing this. And yeah, I'm
That's
good.
awesome.
And
Well,
we
have a lovely day.
yeah, you too.
And I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. All right.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. So take care, bye for now.